Hello and welcome back to another coaching session from leadershipmentor.com. In our time together this week, I wanted to share with you some thoughts about leadership and emotions, and specifically how toxic leaders affect team members. A lot of this information is based off the book Boundaries for Leaders by Dr. Henry Cloud, and it's definitely a book that we recommend for our coaching clients. It's a book that talks a lot about how to create a healthy environment as a leader. It talks about how a leader's actions can affect behavior and performance, both in a positive and negative way. It talks about the fact that there's an upper brain and a lower brain, and in the upper brain is where we want our team members to remain, if at all possible, and that's where creativity, problem solving, planning, prioritization, and that's where we want our team members to remain, is functioning in that upper brain. The lower brain is simply the fight or flight. So when team members are subjected to aggressive or angry tones, the upper brain actually shuts down. Stress hormones are released into the brain, which basically shuts down the functions that make us smart, help us to perform those activities in the upper brain, the creativity and the problem solving. And it actually activates the part of brain that's really designed for danger. So our brains essentially freeze because there's no options to fight or flight, hopefully, in the workplace. And so our brain literally just freezes. And oftentimes we wonder why they're not performing well. So you have to ask yourself that question: are you causing or creating stress? Are most of your interactions with your team members negative? If you went and asked somebody on your team if they had 5 minutes to talk to you and to come to your office, would they assume that it's a negative thing they're going to talk about or a positive thing? This is going to be a good indicator on whether you've done enough positive things and positive communication where your team members don't feel that stress. Is the tone of your written communication perceived as negative? And I say perceived, it certainly isn't your intentions, I'm sure, to oftentimes send out emails that have a negative tone or an aggressive tone. But many times we use email for communicating things that people should not be doing. And so if you are sending out a lot of information, a lot of emails with this tone, then you're certainly creating stressors for your team. Do team members worry about their job? Do they know that their job is secure because you've taken the time to communicate how they're doing and there's open communication between you and your team members? Or do they wonder every day about how secure their job is? Do team members wonder about their performance? Do they understand how well they're performing? Oftentimes we see some of the top performers don't get that communication, and they have that constant stressor of worrying about how well they're performing, when in fact they are actually one of the top performers on the team. So these are areas that you just have to ask yourself, are you creating stress? And there's a lot of other areas, but just think about this. Are you creating an environment where people feel confident that they know where they are and how they're performing? Or are they walking on eggshells all the time, worrying about negative interactions from you? I also want to encourage you to take a look at our 90-day success program, and we do training and mentoring and coaching all in the same hour, and we share some great information on how to perform your job better as a leader. So I hope you found that helpful and hope you have a great week.